Hello everyone. After doing a couple aircrafts, I'm going back to do a armor kit, specifically the Tiger 1. This is the Cyber Hobby boxing of the Tiger 1 early production Operation Citadel 1943, 1/35 scale. This is one of their value packs, white box kits here. In case you didn't know, Cyber Hobby is part of Dragon. So basically, Dragon takes some of their older molds, adds some new parts, rebox them, and sells them as under Cyber Hobby. Now, I'm not a armor kit guy, and I'm definitely not a Tiger expert. So I am just approaching this as a modeler, just trying to build a Tiger 1/35 scale kit. So just give you a little tour here of the box. You got here, tells you some of the details which are in the box here, the DS tracks and storage, some of the details. Typical little warning, boxing from 2012. This is kit 9142. Here in the other panel, you got some more cat drawings of some of the parts in there. Now, I already have opened this before, and there's a couple pieces here noted on the cover which are not actually in the kit. This gun, machine gun bag, and the photo etch for this bracket here, that's actually not included in this kit in spite of being listed there. Alright, so just open this up and show you what's inside, how it comes. Alright, you don't put your on pause because this is kind of stuck. Alright, sorry about that. The box lid was quite stuck in there. So it took a little finagling to take it off. Anyway, so here's the box. This is how you get the contents inside the box. The box itself, the main box, is cardboard, so it's nice, good, and sturdy, which is good. You see, that's pretty full with plastic. So just to go over quickly what's in the box. First thing here on top, you got the DS, which is a Dragon styrene flexible tracks, well protected here, so you don't get any bended guide horns and so forth. I know some people like these kind of tracks, some people do not like these kind of tracks. I'm indifferent to them. I think, for my purposes, they'll be just fine. Next up, Dragon card with their goodies, as it were. So you got some parts here for, I believe these are some wires here for the lights, I guess. You got some spur tracks here for the tracks that go on the spur tracks on the hull, on the turret hull. You got the photo etch for the vents in the back, and you got the decal sheets with a couple of markings there. Right. And then after the plastic, and just grab the hole first. Apologies, I did not open this up ahead of time. Just quickly go through this. I don't know if I'll go through every single sprue, but just the main portions of it. There is a lot of plastic here. Now, this is the main sprue of this kit. Now, if you look online or you're interested in this kit, one thing you hear people kind of complain about, or some people may not like, is that these parts are molded in as part of the plastic and they're not individual. And you don't have the torsion bars in here. I mean, for my purposes, that doesn't bother me. It's just fine. The reason you may want these individual torsion bars and being positionable is that, if you want to do a diorama with, the tank rolling over something, you might want to position the wheels to look more natural. But that doesn't bother me. Also, most of the kits usually this drive sprocket here, this is drivetrain here is separate piece. Again, I think the molding is just fine for my purposes. This itself is just like a nice, good piece of plastic here, and I think the detail that comes with it is pretty good. The underside, even though there's a bit of a wheel there, I mean, typically you're not going to really see the underside of this unless you're doing some odd die or vignette with it. And most of this stuff is going to be covered up with the wheels and any type of weathering. That's my opinion on that. Alright, so what else we got here? Alright, so here you got part of the engine, looks like engine panel there. You got some of the things with rifle, you got part of the turret basket there. You got the top of the hull, the top of the turret there. Again, I don't think I'm going to show you every single piece here, because there's a lot of pieces. And honestly, there are better unboxing videos of this kit that goes into very much details. Maybe I'll put a link to one of those in the bottom. Again, I'm approaching this as a typical average builder, model builder who's interested in doing a Tiger. I'm not approaching this as a armored vehicle expert or a Tiger expert. There's another sprue here, again with another top of the turret. If you're not familiar with Dragons, they reuse a lot of the sprues from other kits, so you do wind up with a lot of extra parts or a lot of seemingly duplicated parts. For example, here I believe this is the vent, which is here in this, and here is here in the middle. Again, just slightly different variations depending on what model from which they took the sprues. And this bag, you got 3 sprues. You got more of the bin in the back, the top of the bin. You got the grill tops here, for which the photo etch goes over that. You got tools with molded on clasps. You can see some of the details there. You got the drive sprockets here. You got the fenders and the side fenders. You got the muffler covers there, a whole bunch of little small parts there. Right, this is the top of the body, so let's open this up so you can see some of the details here. You got the mantlet and the gun. The gun is one piece, which is nice. It's using a little slide mold. As you can see, it's open, hollow. There's one of the matlets that comes on this kit, and this is the top plate of the main body. I was about to say fuselage after working a couple of aircrafts for the past couple of months. You got some of the other tools there. Here you got, again, I'm not going to open this up, you got more of the wheels, different drive sprockets, more small parts. You got the tow hooks there. You got parts of the machine gun, bow machine gun there. You got part of the fan radiators for the engine there. You got the oil tank, water tank, cooling tank there for the engine. In this other small bag, you got some of the other accoutrements, such as the tow cables, the jack, one of the bow plates, hatches, and there. Here's your clear pieces for the cupola and other parts. Sorry about that. Here's another cup bag, a couple sprues, another mantlet, more dry sprockets. A lot of these pieces you're not going to use. Here are the some flysholes. Here's the rear plate on the vehicle. 2 different versions. Again, they will use a lot of the sprues from other vehicles. Here are the wheels. I'm just going to show you, in case you're not familiar with this kit, the way that Dragon did this particular boxing of the kit. So you have your individual wheels, and you also have these wheels which come attached. Now the reason they did this is to make it a little easier, I guess, for molding, and also just for assembly for the end user. Okay, this is not exactly correct, but the basic principle is that you're gonna have these gonna go like that, so that this curved part is gonna be above where you would see it, and then this is all layered with the wheels. So from the side, you're never going to see it. From the bottom, you're really not going to see it. I mean, it's not something that bothers me. I know it bothers some people that the wheels are attached, glued that way. Even if you don't see it, from their perspective, they know it's going to be like that. So they don't like it. But anyway, something that doesn't bother me, but just something to point out here. And as I go through the build, I'll show you a bit more how all that goes together for me. Here you have some more internal, I think this is more for engine parts here, visor holes, here some other small parts. Here the last bag of sprues. Let's open this one up. got the turret in 2 pieces. Again, depending on what version, you have two variations there. You got another turret top. You got another mantlet with part of the gun mount there. The cupola and other small pieces here. And the last sprue that I have here, you got different versions of the tow cable, different versions of the sides, another version of the front mantlet there, and other parts. Again, a lot of these pieces you're not going to use, which is one reason I'm also not going through a very detailed part of this. And the last thing here in the box are the instructions. There's also an addendum here showing you the correct things of what you're going to be cutting off on the backs. Excuse me, on the back plate, and what needs to be filled in, the markings, and also corrections on those 2 pieces I mentioned, which are on the box cover, but they're not actually included in this kit. So this is a correction sheet, and here are the actual instructions. And again, if you're not familiar with Dragon, this is kind of typical of their instructions. So here, whatever you see in blue are pieces which are not being used for this particular build. As you see, there is a lot of them. So if you're planning on building other Tigers, other tanks in the future, you do get a lot of spares that you can use them, and use your creativity and mix and match and create your own Tiger if you're trying to mold a specific Tiger. And there may not be a specific boxing for. Anyway, so here in the instructions, you get typical warning, tells you what all the little symbols mean, filling in, cutting off, do it X number of times. Here you got your color callouts, not that many colors. Here you got typical with tanks, you start off with your sprockets, your wheels. Of course, here it tells you to attach the wheels. I mean, typically you would not attach it now. You do that at the end. You paint and whether them separately and then add them on. Adding your back plate, putting together your jack. One thing that also people complain about the Dragon kits, you end up doing a lot of modifications yourself of what has to be cut, what has to be filled in to suit the particular kit, the vehicle that you're modeling after. Saves Dragon's money if I'm having to do new tools, but more work on the modeler's part. Some people like it, some people do not like doing that. Just FYI. All right, so here you go again, doing the top deck here. You got the mantlet, you got putting on the tools, doing the grills, doing the tow hooks, the flywheels, the gun, the turret, and some of the interior parts. Not a full interior, just what you can see through the hatches there. Presumably that you have the hatches open. I'm putting all that together, and you got the cupola, some spare tracks, and then here it shows you the tracks, what's the orientation, the proper orientation to put them from left to right. And the last thing here is the painting and marking guides, which is basically these 2 markings, one yellow with some camo and one straight yellow. These 2. Anyway, so that's this really quickly what's in this kit, and I will be building this next. Alright, thanks for watching. Alright, take care. Bye-bye.